And welcome back. We're about to see the Collegiate Championship now. Aaron Rivera joined by John Veely. And John, this is going to be an exciting matchup as both of these teams are undefeated.
We actually played yesterday. Long Beach State won this one in a cross-pool game. We're undefeated in pool play. So Oklahoma had to lead at halftime. Long Beach scored a couple tries to go ahead and win. So it should be a good rematch.
So is this a combination of that B and A side? Because I know the B side yesterday played some really strong games.
B side didn't lose a game yesterday. Very proud of them. There's some guys playing up, for a number of reasons, and should be good to see them get up at a level against a team like Long Beach State.
Well, OU is going to be wearing those black and red jerseys with some white on the sleeve. Long Beach wearing those bumblebee black and yellows.
Right. Yeah, so Luke Procent's kicked off for Oklahoma, didn't make it 10, so it's going to be a scrum down center to Long Beach State.
And they're going to have their first put-in of the day. That's Roland Blackiston. Yesterday, Blackiston had a hat trick against UNM.
Blackiston's an All-American, Long Beach State's only rep-level player at that level.
And we saw the scrum collapse, but it's still heading out to the line.
Oh, nice
and right
break.
now, that's the outside Daniel Ponte. And chase down. Looks like Long Beach with a long snap.
Right.
Now being taken forward by Jarrell Albarella.
Long Beach has a lot of flair. They'll want to get it to their backs. They have some real dynamic players out there.
And Cabrera takes the ball forward.
Oklahoma's going to want to play a little more physical game. If they're going to be able to contain Long Beach, they're going to have to do so.
Now in the hands of Bodley. And being taken forward by Anthony Simeon.
Nice gain line run by Long Beach State.
And a little fake there at Blackiston, I believe. And Bodley now. Bodley puts the first points of this game on the board.
Well, like we said, Blackiston's an All-American. Nice dummy off the base of the ruck. He finds space and then finds his fly half, who supported well. Saw the break and ran to it and scored a try into the post.
And I believe Marty was telling me Blackiston's also a sprinter for Long Beach State.
I was unaware of that.
And so we see where he gets those feet.
Yeah.
Fantastic player out there, and Bodley's going to kick for the conversion. He did pretty good at the beginning of yesterday's game against UNM. And he had only one try, so that'll be his first try for this game, too. Early here in the beginning of the game, we're only playing 25-minute halves just to make sure that Long Beach can get back home. And that conversion is good by Bodley, so that puts our score at 7 for Long Beach State. And still nothing for OU.
Well, that's right off the bat, and that's what Long Beach State needs to do to win this game. Yesterday, when the two played, Oklahoma scored the only try in the first half, and it was a very physical match played in the forwards. And if Long Beach is going to win, that's what they're going to do. So Oklahoma's going to have to turn it on and match that, be aware at the base. And both teams have played a lot of rugby this weekend. So deep into our rosters at this point, and when you're playing, 4 or 5 games in one weekend, it can be a big tax on a squad.
And so Prosens now going to kick this one back in to restart this. That one looks like it's going to go 10 this time. And Long Beach knocks the ball forward, so we'll go ahead and stop it and come back for Oklahoma's first scrum of the day.
Yeah, that's a good restart. He put it in the right place, forced Long Beach to make an error. Oklahoma has the ball. We like it. Any team does when they're kicking off to end up with the ball afterwards. So advantage Oklahoma here. That's Baptiste Blanchette, the scrum half, putting the ball in for the Sooners.
So Blanchette playing with the ball as the two sides bind together. Now they're set. And didn't like that one. Our referee today is Nigel Platt. And just like in yesterday's game, he is a Englander by way of South Carolina here on a referee exchange. So always good to have some different referees come and go.
Absolutely.
So now,
Sooners are deep in offense. 49ers flat up against them. Scrum's pretty stable for the Sooners. Blanchette gets the ball out, but misses his fly half.
Oof.
Yeah, that doesn't help. And
no. And we see Prosens get in there. Oof.
A nice ruck by
Long Beach, but
must have come from the side, right?
Must have.
I like the aggression. I mean, it's hard to get pinged for that for a guy going forward, but something that the referee didn't like.
Now Prosence has the ball.
Oklahoma's on its second fly half of the weekend, and sometimes that disconnect can happen there, and a new scrum half as well. So these are things you're going to have to work out in the quarterback spots.
So Prosence's ball does not find touch.
It doesn't.
But Bodley's ball does. So Oklahoma's going to have a throw-in now, but it's not going to be where they were hoping it to be.
Bodley's got a good boot. He showed that yesterday when we saw them, and he's going to put the Oklahoma back three under some pressure today.
You got to wonder how tired his legs got to be now. He attempted at least 12 conversion kicks yesterday.
Yeah, he's probably liking the altitude though.
Oh yeah, gives you that extra foot,
yeah.
the extra inches. That's all you need.
Yeah.
So, going to be tossed in now by Brighton.
Bartley, yeah. Bartley's a sophomore from Tulsa Union, was a state champion in Oklahoma, and I think won the Sevens national championship as a high school team.
Oh, wow.
Good player.
So,
nice delay. Blanchett, dummies his own line. Finds forward, that's Lapicier.
So Lapicier wearing the scrum cap.
Yes. Brighton Bartley, he's going to go for it.
The hooker goes down.
Blanchett to Lyles.
There's Prosence.
Sooner back, so there's Prosence.
And Prosence taken
tackle.
down there.
Sooners on
Strong
the attack,
work
though.
by Simeon.
Sooners elect to go slowly back the other way. I don't know if that's the right call, but that's Zatara Fairbairn, who's making some gain. See if we can get the ball to the ground. And they do.
Now to
that's big,
Ethan.
Huge. Huge.
He is a huge man.
He is a huge man. Californian from Southern California.
Oof. And stood up there, but that's
offsides. That's offsides for sure. They've been camping in the back line. All right, so it's a
right under the posts.
Yeah, you got to go for points there. That was looked like some excitement to maybe toe it and go it, but got to take your points. It's a short game, and right in front of it is an easy three. You get the ball back if you score.
And so Fairbairn now, he is the place kicker for OU. So Zatara getting ready to take his first boot of the game.
Yeah, Zatara's had a good outing this weekend. Lots of energy around the ruck. He doesn't typically play 8, so Oklahoma really, other than the number 2 at 8, 9, and 15 are all new guys. He's learned a lot over the weekend, and besides just having a good boot, he's involving himself in the thinking part of the back row.
And he usually plays on the flank position.
Yeah,
correct?
He's a flank, and he's a classic 6, big physical guy, military guy. Good to see him exercising his mind a little bit. And he slots it.
Exercises his boot there for 3.
That he does.
Fairbairn makes our score 3 for the Oklahoma Sooners and 7 for the Long Beach State.
Great respect for the Long Beach State 49ers. When I played at Cal, they were one of our arch rivals. Matter of fact, in '89, that's who knocked us out of the national championship.
Oh,
and,
man.
Doc Toohey from Australia was their coach years and years in that slot, and was lucky to play with a number of All-Americans there over the years. So it was a great squad, and great to see him out here and face him with our guys.
And Bodley now going to restart this one. The 49ers.
Yeah.
That one's
Ethan Huge
just 10, and Huge flipped up. Fairbairn's protecting him. And now the pick and go.
I don't know where the scrum half was on that. Totally out of position.
And they'll feed it to the line. Knock forward by the scrummy there. That's unfortunate for Baptiste.
Well, I don't know where the kid was thinking. I mean, he left ball on the ground for a good minute and then comes and knocks it on. That's just not how you play a final.
I believe talking to the coach last night, he mentioned the scrum half had to stay home for some exams.
He did.
And so last minute, you guys had to find a new one.
Well, we've had Baptiste around, but, he's new to the team and, trying to get there. So he had some good games yesterday and still working on it now.
So Blackiston will feed this ball in there for the 49ers. He's got the ball still. He's going to talk there to the number 1 for OU and the number 3 for the 49ers. The referee's gonna get a better view of what's going on. Can't get the head in there. Believe that's huge. And this set is better. So Blackiston's ball goes in. Good hook.
Ball's out.
And Bodley.
Center,
Ooh, good little dummy there to Daniel Ponte as Oklahoma's attempting to get this ball. Nice one with the boot.
That's Logan Ronan. He's captaining the squad today, taking it up. Blanchette out to Lyles. Lyles skips to John Lucas on the outside wearing 13.
And now that's
Prosence taking it up,
yeah.
wearing 24 out of the inside center spot.
So Blanchette. A little bit quicker. That's bad. Oh, yeah, is it for the
obstruction?
Obstruction?
Sure.
Yeah, that's too bad.
If he had passed it over there, that's playable. But if he took the extra step, and then that makes the obstruction. Sort of a change in the law since I played was the ability to do any of that. But you can really use the dummy runner really effectively now, but you can't run behind him, but you can pass behind him. And he had the guy set up with the guy charging through. Could have found a guy on another line there, but chose to take the steps, and that mistake has now put Long Beach State down deep in Oklahoma territory.
Within Oklahoma's 22 now is where they'll throw this ball in.
Right.
And that on the far side, Luis Fernandez, he's in today at the hook position, taking over for Santiago Vega, played in the UNM game, so lots of different guys they can get playing.
Oklahoma contests at the line out, making dirty ball for Long Beach, but they take it, and they take it weak.
And that right there was Blackiston.
Yep. He's met with the Sooners. Gets a couple yards, but pick and jam off the side.
And this is the championship match here in the 45th Annual High Desert Classic. They're coming out to the edge.
Oh,
and that's a beauty there for Anthony. Loses the ball on a forward pass, though, as Anthony could not find Lutali. So now it'll be OU's opportunity to scrum this ball out from their own end zone.
Looked like the Niners had a pretty good break there, but the fullback came in, made a good defensive play, and forced the Long Beach fullback to throw the forward pass. Sooners are pretty good on the goal line, and that one was another nice stop. I've been making a lot of them on the weekend.
Well, you can see Prosence there back deep enough to get this ball out. The two scrums come together, fed in by Blanchette. And instead taken out, that was Zatara.
Not a good decision there, deep in under the post, but looks like they're going to get it back, but under great pressure.
As this ruck, they're just picking and going, trying to gain themselves maybe a little bit of room.
There we go. Lyles.
They do. And that one bounces out of bounds. Just missed on that one. I believe that's Lucas, yes? No, that's Gio.
Gio's new player. You know, good athlete. We've seen some growth out of him over the weekend, but had an opportunity there and didn't capitalize on it.
Well, instead, we will see Fernandez toss this ball in. And that one is won that time. Dwayne Robinson caught it, the rolling maul. Pushing through. OU's got to get this down. They've got it. Collapsed on that maul. And now Bodley with the ball. Bodley with the dummy. And the ball out of his hands. Not forward according to the referee. And taken. Well, they're rucking for possession. OU looks to have it. Can you hear what he's saying from here?
I can't. Scrum to the Niners.
I think it was just that collapsed ruck. The Niners
dummied the Oklahoma back line and had a little half gap, but couldn't connect with his boys. Sooners stopped the ruck, but Long Beach is pounding.
Well, you saw OU do what you need to do on defense to somebody like Bodley. They grabbed his arms while he was attempting to send the ball back, and then when you can't pass the ball, you have to take it down. Looked like, did OU just pick that ball?
Looks like Zatara, but
yeah, Zatara did get it, and he's the one who set the ruck.
Look at that, nicely defended by the Sooners there. Very good defense.
And now
Trying to
crashed forward there by Kevin. And we'll see him try again. You got to touch that ball down. They're going to call it a forward pass.
Should be just a block, which would be a 5-meter scrum, I think, right?
Well, it's going to be Long Beach's pass right now.
Interesting.
It's in the hands again of Roland Blackiston.
Sooners not giving up. They're on the, they've got their backs against the wall, and another scrum down, another opportunity for Long Beach.
I think we have a injury sub right now. So we're going to see Aaron Parker go into the game in place of Luke Hainan.
Look for a back row play here, either side. The 8-man surveying the field to see if they're going to try something or if they can get the ball to the backs, which also wouldn't be a bad call for Long Beach. And it looks like that's it. Oh, there's a dummy.
And Blackiston is going to go under the posts for the try.
Flank's got to have his head up. He didn't, and that's
going to be 5.
Yep.
So right now our score will sit at 12 pending a easy conversion kick for Bodley. And no defense in position for that scrum is going to make this game a little bit wider. Still early, though. We're still in the first half of play. And Blackiston gets his name on the board.
He does. Picked on the newer flanker named Clark. Just didn't have his heads up. He should have really been eyeing either scrum half then fly half, but head down off the scrum, and a good scrum half will abuse that any chance he can and went in untouched.
Well, that's always kind of the tough part when you're playing that hybrid forward position, the 6 and 7.
Right.
And that one goes up and good as Bodley converts his second of the game. And so our score is 14 for Long Beach, 3 for the Oklahoma Sooners. And 49ers are going to be getting this ball back. And so, folks, you are watching the 45th Annual High Desert Classic Collegiate Finals. OU, as you mentioned a little bit earlier on the broadcast, they've played in the men's division before, so this is their first attempt at a collegiate championship. And Long Beach, they're visiting the High Desert for the first time.
It's great to be back here. Oklahoma's won 5 clubside championships, which tied them with both the Highlanders and the Aardvarks. And I guess with the last final, we got a new leading team.
Yep. Highlanders got their 6th today in a very close one with the Aardvarks just before it. They go up, and the 49ers can't secure it, but they do have the advantage on a knock forward.
Well, one of the Cardinal rules is to let it bounce. They get away with that one by letting it go. And there's their big boot, but it's
Bodley sends it deep.
That's Gio. See if Gio can make something out of this.
Gio's looking for some space. Tough tackle. Good one by Simeon. That's not his first of the game in those open field situations. Crashing forward. And that's Robert.
Satara taking it up.
Fairbairn finally goes down, and the scrummy kicks it.
That's a dangerous play right there, giving Long Beach this sort of ball.
Anthony taking it forward, and he offloads it here to Lutali. Lutali sends it backward. That's the new replacement, Aaron Parker. And now the back row, Pantoja taking it forward, or Pantoja. Now the front row, Cabrera, and now they're swinging it wide. There's Simeon. Simeon sends it to Ponte, and then to the front row, Palzer.
Sooners meeting some the 49ers offense pretty well here.
Now they're spread.
They're driving them back, and that's the way they're going to have to keep with them because they're bringing the energy. So see if they can meet this, absorb it, and go from there. But 49ers win it again out wide.
And now in the hands of James Anthony. James Anthony is a tough man to take down. The one-on-one, and he's taken down.
For the tackle. Looked like he was going to go in for that one. Good tackle by the
fullback. That was Cooper,
yeah.
And now the penalty for diving over the ruck.
Sooners dodge another bullet. Cooper playing his first A-side match at fullback and marking a good man on the run, and that was a nice tackle by him.
Showing that he might be soon to break the A-side a little bit more with that clutch tackle that he made.
Yeah, we've liked his defense. That's ProSense with the kick. Big boot by him.
Gains them probably about 15 meters or so, as they're going to be just behind the 22-meter line. And OU will have the put-in. So who do you think the target will be on this put-in by Brighton Bartley?
I think Lepissier would be the wise choice at 2. He's winning most of his ball, but we'll see.
And the referee gets the side set. They will send it to
Logan Baker.
The
4 spot.
And ProSense
with the deep kick.
And out of bounds. They'll mark it about the 10-meter line.
Looks like they're going to let him play. I thought he was
quick touch.
Out of bounds or knocked it on.
And that's Ponte. And OU's trying to ruck their way in now. Bodley with the ball. He'll send it to Palzer. Palzer rucked over by his fellow front row Cabrera. Now back to Bodley. And that looked a little forward, but either way, they're still going to keep playing. And that one's high. That's going to be playing advantage. Bodley now with the ball. Swings it out. Taken down there is Mike
There's
McClone.
A poach by the Sooners.
We'll come back for the high tackle.
Penalty, yeah.
This will give Long Beach some better field position depending on if Bodley can make this kick.
He can go for post here, or is he going to give it a nudge and for looks like the line out? But you never know. Yeah. He doesn't have to. He could toe and turn around and go, but he chooses to
go for the line.
Yep.
And now just about the same spot that OU put it in just a moment ago. Now Long Beach is going to put in. So the 49ers this time on the offense. And I believe that was Lepissier who just tossed it back. Sorry.
That's correct. All right, see the Niners have something here.
And sent out behind the 4 position, taken by OU on that missed pass. They need to collect the ball and get themselves in position.
Sooners win the ball. Don't know if I would agree with all the banging off the side behind the 22 here, but they seem to possess it. Risky stuff.
And you see the Long Beach defense here set up in perfect position.
ProSense finds touch. A little breathing room there for the Sooners.
Just a bit, though. 22 meters now. And the wings and fullback for this Long Beach side, respecting ProSense's leg, they were setting back pretty far just in case.
I think he just mishit that one. He's been bamming him. So here's a good opportunity if the Sooners can steal this to do something. But, you know, Long Beach is in the advantage spot for sure.
And this one
nice
just caught there by Robinson. Now Bodley out to Lutali.
Oh, nice play.
And Bodley back with the ball again to James. And out here to the wing, Lutali. Lutali's going to get the try. That will bring our score up to 19 for the Long Beach State 49ers.
I like to call that play fish hook. That's where the fly half gets it out to the outside center, who then hits, kind of takes a step in and pulls the fly half out around him, then creates that overload wide. And Lutali made a great move on Gio. Just caught him flat-footed and went in for the try. Well done by Long Beach.
And so who makes that call, the number 9 or the number 10 for that fish hook call?
Typically 10 will make the backline plays, and that one looked to be a design one and well executed.
Well, now Bodley is going to attempt to convert this one. And now they've scored twice in a row as Bodley takes the look here from this close sideline. Great view for you folks. Stephen Bodley pops it up, and it's good. So Stephen Bodley still perfect on his conversions, and that'll take us to the half. Our score right now, 21 for the Long Beach State University 49ers and 3 for the Oklahoma University Sooners. We'll be right back, folks. We'll have the second half action of this championship match in just a moment. And welcome back here. We're getting ready the second half of this collegiate championship game here at the 45th annual High Desert Aaron Rivera with John Veely joining me. And right now the score is sitting at 21 for the Long Beach State 49ers, 3 for the Oklahoma University Sooners.
Long Beach has really been having its allowing its dynamic play to really shine through. Sooners were very had a lot more pressure on them yesterday in a much closer match, and Long Beach has definitely improved on that. So see if Oklahoma can get back in the game in the second half. Looks like they got a couple guys who've changed out. Got McDermott at scrum half in for Blanchette. See if that makes it in. McDermott's a crossover athlete. He was a wrestler at Oklahoma, and he's in his first semester at rugby and coming along.
Well, that wrestling background will likely help him with some of those tackles.
He's
or
a very
takedowns,
good,
as he'd say.
He's a very good defensive player. That's for sure. It's, the work on his offensive game is where he needs to go next, but getting some time in a final against a team like Long Beach will always help.
Well, Bodley now, he's going to be kicking this one back to the Sooners. And Nigel Platt, our referee, blows the whistle. And Bodley sends that ball up very shallow. Jumped up. I believe that was Baker.
Logan Baker, but that's Zatara Fairbairn who has the ball.
And OU sets it up perfectly.
McDermott gets it out.
Little switch inside.
Yeah, that was Lepissier running off of Bartley. Wide play. McDermott gets it off to Lucas. Lucas
stutters. He better be careful, otherwise that'll be a obstruction on that.
Well, and he looked like he wanted to call and then kind of stood there. So.
And Long Beach takes it now.
There's McDermott.
Blackston.
Oh, look at
Blackston cuts through a couple now to Bodley. Bodley flipped over. And now on the ground as they ruck over. Sent out. That's going to be taken forward by Abalera. Abalera hits the dirt.
Long Beach going right where they left off, deep in Oklahoma territory.
Bodley now back inside to Anthony.
Yep.
And he's been deadly today. James Anthony has been cutting through. Now Luis Fernandez
leading with the ball. Sooners come out with it. That's Ethan Uyuji. Wins the ball. It's to the dirt.
Well, I think you talked about before that, when it's in that forwards game, OU can really start to dominate, and that's what they tried to come forward with a banger ball, and it did not work out for Long Beach.
It sure didn't. Taken by a bigger man, but it turns over, and it looks to be a scrum down to the Sooners.
So that will be McDermott holding on to the ball.
Nice to get a turnover down here.
Indeed, they can get themselves some more space, or if they find a gap, they can always rush through. Try for the long ball. No scores so far in this second half, so we're still sitting at 21-3, very early on. And didn't like the way they set up. And that's kind of been the story so far with referee Nigel Platt. He's just trying to get these scrums to work together. It's just not working out.
For the 49ers, number 20 has come on. The 8-man's off.
So that's Gio Delora, and Abalera out.
Looks like they've shifted another guy to 8.
Yep, they dropped back the lock there. Dwayne Robinson, who's also their jumper. And Platt having a conversation.
Hey, he's not liking these scrums, is he?
No, not at all. I think Delbert would say the dark side is having some issues right now.
That it is.
It's a nice warm day here at USS Bullhead Park. Fed in by McDermott. He sends it to Prosence, who pops this one out.
Doesn't find touch
though,
so that's going to be a dangerous play. Now Long Beach with numbers, counterattacking.
Ponte.
Great play to get back in there. That's Blackston.
And
comes
Byton.
all the way back. Got to make the tackles.
And Byton Goes behind his own man.
Yeah, no obstruction called.
Finally hits
Sooners
the ground.
survive that one. There's some ball.
Sooner take that
There's
is
some more
Fairbairn.
Yep.
Fairbairn driving over.
McDermott waiting.
That's heads out to the
Logan
right side.
Baker. It's Brighton Bartley tacking up.
They'll send it to Fairbairn. Sends it to Lepissier.
Sooners really have to find a way to get through the line instead of running behind it.
And the defensive line was set up quicker than the offensive line.
Wow.
Little inside forward pass there,
Look at that.
unfortunately. He got turned around a little bit, so didn't know that he was going the wrong direction.
Well, we got some new guys out there, and there's some new guy rugby happening in this championship match. I hate to say, but getting blooded, getting better as they play.
Well, we talked about it a little during the half. It's not an official match, and to be able to get some of these guys on the field with top-notch athletes like Long Beach will really help them with experience and help the team long-term.
Yeah, there's no shortcut to experience. It's good to get these guys out there playing. Bunch of brand new faces out there right now, and hopefully we'll see some improvement of them over time.
Well, now the scrum comes together, and this one works out on the first time as Blackston puts it in.
Oh, a good.
Blackston trying to run it. Gets past McDermott, but ends up taken down eventually. And a knock forward, so now OU will have the scrum down.
Well, the Sooners should be using the scrum to their advantage, and they did that time. I mean, if Blackston was eyeing a brand new wing on the right side against him, that would have been an opportunity for a nice 2-on-1 for him with a lot of space. And Sooners drove the 49ers scrum backwards and turned it a bit, so he had to go the other direction and kind of into the teeth of the defense. So
limiting the options, good defensive scrum work.
Yeah, and that's where Oklahoma's experience is on this pitch right now.
And man coming off the field right now.
Hughie's out for Big Irish. Big Irish, the freshman from Texas, is on the pitch.
So
pretty good match by Yuji. Happy with his work over the weekend.
He has been great so far today. We've called his name a few times, and we'll see if the front row change leads to some success. And fed in there by McDermott. And taken out now.
That's Logan Ronan, keeping his feet.
And they're just trying to get him onto the ground. They finally do.
McDermott gets it out to Dakota Dodge.
Dodges that one.
Yeah.
Believe that's Big Irish who just came in. No, that is Bam Bam.
Bam Bam Bromley. Now Sooners having a little go forward right now. Lucas to Prosense. Prosense finds the gain line. Sooners just.
And right now, that was Gio to Fairbairn, who gets drilled.
There's Big Irish.
Big Irish carries a couple with him.
He does. Sooners winning a couple rucks, so yeah, but there you go.
That
nice
was
play.
Heads up by Palzer.
Definitely.
And instead Fairbairn
comes up with
shows off his heads. And a knock forward, so
Sooners will get the ball in the scrum.
Absolutely.
Well, a little wake up from Oklahoma, maybe with some fresh faces on there, nothing to lose.
Man, great play there by Sam Palzer, though, to recognize the situation. And it'll probably lead to OU looking at it a little bit differently, knowing to protect that ball in the scrum, because it's been kind of loose there at the back of there.
That's for sure. It looks like both teams are subbing some poise on right now to get them some time in the finals.
See Vega back in at 22. Generally, he plays the hook position.
They've looked like they've switched the halfbacks for Long Beach.
They have. Bodley is now in as the scrummy.
10 playing 9, 9 playing 10. Oh.
And a knock forward on the pickup there by McDermott.
I think the ref could have let that one play for a little bit. If I was Long Beach, I'd kind of like some ball bouncing around right in front of the goalpost. But you know, he quick whistle, and now the halfbacks have changed back. Interesting why they made that spot.
Must have been a defensive decision.
I guess so.
Bodley might be just a little bit longer. Maybe
Right.
he's got that Johnny Wilkinson defensive heads up that could have led to something good for them. Instead, they now scrum again.
Yeah, I'd look for some sort of weak side play here.
Ooh, short arm penalty for
a barge, maybe. Looking at his hand signals, is that what that means?
Believe so.
Yeah.
Angling by those.
He's going to take it, go for a run. There's Dakota Dodge. Sells a dummy. No,
Dodge
nicely
shoots
done.
through.
Oh, and look at that. Brighton
Just got to
Bartley,
beat the man.
Brighton Bartley inside if he passes it. Nope, he doesn't.
The ball goes backwards.
Lépicier
Lépicier got it. He's hoping for Baker to get over him.
And they're going weak. Luke Prosence gets it out.
Ooh.
Oh, Cooper.
Knocked forward by Oklahoma, really. I thought that one was a knock by Long Beach as he tried to go back there and pick the ball.
I'd agree with that. But it is a scrum.
And we've got some subs coming in here.
Yeah, that's Brighton Bartley who's leaving.
In for him, number 22.
Lépicier is also out. That's Evan at the hook spot coming in for Bartley.
So, as Evan gets set to go, get them hooking. The front line now only holding on to Bam Bam Bromley as the hook and the tight head have come off.
Right. Knocked on, but not called, and the ball goes out. Looks like Long Beach's going to take a little run, but gives it up. High ball. This is Kiowan. Makes the
first dodge.
Yeah,
trying to find the second. And Long Beach is holding on to the ball,
like
so
they
they've
got the
won it
poach.
in the ruck.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was off the feet is what he's calling. And so we will see Bodley kicking the ball.
Team is almost, I would say, virtually half of it now. The B side is on the pitch for Oklahoma.
And Bodley's kick does not fine touch initially, but it does eventually.
Cardinal sin there. Kiowan lets the ball bounce instead of catching it in the air, and now Long Beach State has the ball deep in Oklahoma's end. Backs against the wall again.
Kiowan just came in there at that wing position.
He did. He's also in his first semester of rugby at Oklahoma, and seen some nice moments out of him yesterday, but seeing some level of rugby he hadn't seen before.
So we haven't seen any score change so far in this half. Still 21-3 in favor of Long Beach 49ers. Long Beach State now with the throw-in. And successful there is Santiago Vega's toss. And
nice offload, but good tackle by Gio.
Ponte goes down.
Oh, forward pass.
But it was, forward.
Thought the Sooners defended well there. Gio, also a first semester player. We've liked what we've seen out of him, and coming up and making some nice tackles.
And a bright future we're seeing in this Long Beach side, who scored a lot more points earlier, have been shut out so far in this second half. Good defensive work coming from Oklahoma.
Looks like they've switched the halfbacks up again.
So it is a defensive move.
Yeah, it definitely is. Be interesting to see why they do that if we can figure it out.
They will send it to Prosence. Prosence sends it to the back line.
Gives it back, but here we go.
And bobbled there by Lutali. Or sorry, that is Byton. And Byton is sending himself forward.
Yeah, he's got some pace.
That was Fairbairn who stopped the Byton run. They're trying to set up the play. I see Bodley making his calls over here. He gets it. He offloads it here to Simeon. And now the ruck over. Bodley sends it to Anthony, but instead Lutali ends up with the ball. And Lutali getting some help there from Aaron Parker. And poached this time, but I believe it'll be hands in the ruck, maybe coming from the side.
His
hands in the ruck.
Yeah. Good call. That was a new guy penalty right there. Not knowing what you can't do. And same new guy, it's not quite looking at the ball coming his way. So anyway, looks like Long Beach has another shot deep in Oklahoma area.
They're going to be right about the 24 meter.
The 24 meters.
And it seems like Fernandez is back out on the field. Thought he'd come out for Cabrera or for Vega, but he's still out there.
Sooners not contesting the line out. Long Beach, long pass between the halfback. Skip
Ponte with the ball now.
With the loop.
Sends it to Simeon. Simeon knocks a man down.
Nice play.
Offload to Anthony.
Nice play.
Anthony offloads that ball, and that is a try.
It's just how do you create more numbers there? That was a very good passes between the halfbacks. Such a good pass out of number 9. You could widen up 10. 10 skips the inside center to the outside center, and the inside center quickly looped him to create the overload, and then they just got their hands out with the overload. Oklahoma tackled where they had bodies to tackle, but just too many 49ers. So that was textbook rugby, creating the overload and scoring in the corner.
It's definitely what the coaches want to see their back line setting up to do. That's going to bring our score up to 26 for the Long Beach 49ers. And Bodley's going to have a long one ahead of him. And it's on that far left side. I've noticed he is a right-footed kicker, so this is one of the toughest kicks that a fly half has to make. And time is beginning to dwindle here in the second half. We're only playing 25-minute halves so that Long Beach State can get home today. And they come here close to us. The kick is up and no good as it hits the tree on the far side. That'll be his first missed conversion of the day. Our score will remain 26 for Long Beach State, 3 for the Oklahoma Sooners. And we got to watch Texas Tech and OU yesterday here on the rugby pitch, and then again on TV when they played football.
Right. Oh, that was a game last night, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, fantastic.
Texas Tech quarterback, I think, had 800 yards passing and running in a losing effort.
Oh, my. Yeah.
That was a game.
Impressive play. Yeah. And so now we see Prosins kick this ball off. Apparently the line was offside.
Well, that gives Long Beach another good run at it. You got to make your restarts.
Bodley. I'd like to see him go for post here. I've seen him kick at least a 40-meter. Be fun if we saw him attempt a 50.
Yeah. He looks like he's going to give it a boot towards the line.
And
nice
it's caught.
Catch.
Ooh, but steps out of bounds.
Well, that's why you should be on the line and then come forward, and then that mistake doesn't happen. But anyway, great kick in any case. If he was on the line, it may have just been out. So nice athletic play by the Sooner wing, but I think that's Jaden. But it'll be Long Beach's ball off the penalty deep in Oklahoma territory again.
Now, either way, they would be throwing the ball in right about there as Fernandez has the ball in hand. Sent up, caught by Robinson.
Nice out. Dummy inside center, skips to the outside
Anthony.
Center.
Anthony to Lutali. Lutali on a one-on-one. Can't win it as the Sooners bring numbers.
That play we like to call the good and plenty. It's a dummy 1-2, skip 3-5 out. But Oklahoma defended it well.
And now charging forward, trying to find some room. I believe that was Eder Cabrera. And still just trying to bang this ball forward. That's Blackston. Blackston out to Lutali. Lutali
went on the tackle.
Blackston now.
Oh, look at that.
Bodley, one-on-one. Comes inside, bounces off the first man. And
nice
that was
steal.
Saved.
Yep. Still happy with the Oklahoma defense deep. These guys, got a lot of new guys out there, and the one thing they're not giving up. They're tackling. They're stealing ball and they're saving it. So while they can't get any offense going on their own, they're definitely not folding tents.
Yeah, showing some
appreciate
strong defense there right on the goal line.
Right.
They've been there a bunch, and they've been able to limit any scoring. Only won this entire half for Long Beach.
That's right. Yeah, these are the good takeaways you take, and that's why Coach Neubauer is doing a good job to run in so many of the young guys who played well over the weekend into this final match.
Talking to Coach Neubauer last night, he said there's literally no replacement for getting these guys on the pitch. A guy who maybe last week could have only gotten 5 minutes,
right,
this week got 15 minutes in multiple matches.
That's right. These tournaments are great for that. There's so few of them left. You know, back when I started playing rugby, we played 5 or 6 tournaments a season, and now maybe one a year if you're lucky.
And so we see this ball popped up, but you saw he lost it a little bit, caught his shin just a tad, which hooked it in. Now in the hands of James Anthony. James Anthony pops it up. It's being chased there. I believe that's Baker.
That's Cooper who has the ball.
And Cooper taken down.
See Evan.
And lost forward.
Yeah.
Going down now, Aaron's got the ball, Aaron Parker.
More new guy mistakes.
And kicked up, and there's
the
nobody there.
Look at that.
Bodley trying to track it down. Oh, that's going to be a tough one.
Yeah, can't hit a guy when he's in the air.
And
that's McDermott, new guy, the wrestler. You know,
and is
hopefully
that going to be a yellow?
Okay. Yeah.
And that's Bodley. That would be a tough man to lose.
He came down hard. That's why the rule's there. Kid goes in the air, you can't hit him. You can see McDermott, Josh McDermott's bummed out about it. You know, doesn't want to hurt anybody, and hopefully he gets up and everything's okay.
Yeah, Bodley on his feet.
Yeah, it looks like it's nothing too serious if he's standing. That's where you worry about it. That's where a neck injury or something like that can happen if you land that way.
I believe I saw a kid's season ended on a concussion, a similar play last year during the high school games. It was Sandia versus Rio Rancho, just tried to jump over a player, and dangerous play.
Well, pretty play by the scrum half for Long Beach. That's called Blackston. That's called a box kick. He just puts it up. He put it to where there was really nobody. And as fly half saw it, those guys you could tell play really well off of each other. Starts running as he's kicking, and then but for the hit, may have been a walk-in try. So referee is giving a yellow to McDermott. Oklahoma's going to have to play down a man.
Tough time for that. So McDermott off the field, 14 on 15 now.
And without a scrum half, so it'll be interesting what you do in that. You could sub a guy into the halfback spot. Really playing with that one's not really much of an option.
Well, there's not a lot of time left in this, so he might be done for today's match.
Oh, I'm sure he would be.
And Bodley will just kick the ball out.
I think they give 5-minute penalties now, is what they're giving in a game of this duration.
And so Long Beach will be throwing the ball in as soon as Fernandez can track it down there. Almost off to the Air Force Base with that.
Right. All right, so we got 14 on 15. Long Beach State with the ball, pretty deep in Oklahoma territory.
And Fernandez
not competing on the deal, trying to run off their skip.
Aaron Parker, and then now it's in Ponte's hand. And Ponte back to Bodley. Bodley, well, now it's out there on the outside.
That was an interesting defensive play. Jayton on the wing playing way deep for some reason. I don't know why he would be there. But
Sooners come up with the ball. But the Sooners now take it.
Looks like a penalty to Long Beach.
On the knock
or just
forward.
a scrum down.
You saw a little bit of that of the camaraderie of the game as the number 8 Zatara, him and James Anthony crashed into each other, and Anthony helping Zatara up.
Nice.
The two hugging it out a little bit. So got to have fun. That's
you
the whole
gotta
point
have
of
fun,
this.
and you don't get to see these teams from different parts of the country very often. So good to see this. Oklahoma will take some lessons learned from this tournament. Some young guys playing up, and hopefully convert it into some better rugby down the road.
And they bind together. There's the set. And he's given the signal. They send it back. ProSense boots this one out of there. And out of bounds. And folks, today our producer and director has been William Powell. On camera is Jamar Latchison. Aaron Rivera as well as John Veely bringing you this Long Beach State OU championship match in the 45th annual High Desert Classic, or High Dirt as some people like to call it.
The High Dirt. It's just great to be out here. There's some incredible people here in Albuquerque. Really want to say a shout out to George, the commander, who has been a real part of both Oklahoma and Albuquerque's histories. George Carroll was a graduate of the University of Oklahoma in 1973, and in 1974 brought the Aardvarks out to play Oklahoma. My dad had founded that team. I was at that game. I was 8 years old, and that's where rugby started, and both of those gentlemen were here this weekend. So it was a pretty cool circle of life thing.
Bodley takes this ball forward. It's a lot of fun, too. Have all that history and be able to see these teams playing out here in Albuquerque.
Yeah, we've had a lot of guys who've played in both places. P. David Jones is now back in Oklahoma, did a stint with the Aardvarks, as did D. Williams, both of which were out here watching this weekend also and supporting both of their squads. Long history and appreciation between Albuquerque and Oklahoma.
And also a shout out to Marty Watts, who's been coordinating this tournament, making sure that everybody can get things, get some matches, get some fun out there.
Marty's been doing a great job. Watts Line, as we like to have, also has an Oklahoma connection from Henrietta, Oklahoma. That's where his father went to the University of Oklahoma, and also a big supporter of the program.
And now they send the ball to Aaron Parker.
Long Beach has spent a lot of time to Oklahoma.
Diving over, and that is a try.
Try line, and finally gets another one there. Sooners at this point have
and that was Parker.
Down.
Parker got up and got the try. So that will bring our score up to 31 to 3.
Long Beach has played great in this tournament. They're not a huge squad, but very well skilled, very well coached. Their backs are spectacular. Just really open Southern California style rugby. A lot of fun to watch, and they're doing very well.
And we were talking before, they're in that tough D1 AA, and I know there's multiple California teams down there that are just tough to beat in that division.
Well, for sure. I mean, at Cal, our biggest rivals were Long Beach and San Diego State. Now both of them play in this next division, and they're dominating down there. One of the better squads nationwide, and that'll blow it up. So congratulations to the Long Beach State 49ers.
They are the new champions of the High Desert Classic in their first High Dirt. Folks, thank you for watching our broadcast today. We'll have the trophy presentations in just a moment. You're watching ProView Networks. Aaron Rivera for John Veely and everybody here at ProView. Have a good day.